13 Airport Secret Airline Don't Want You to Know Part 2. Welcome back to Miles and Hacks. If you have not watched the part 1 of this video where we discuss the first 6 secret, check the pinned comment below and watch, so that we can be on the same level. Secret 7, $30,000 mistake, the slide you should never touch. You boarded the plane. You're settling into your seat. Maybe you're a little early, and the cabin door is still open. You look around, stretch your legs, and then, just out of curiosity, you glance at that bright red handle on the emergency door. Looks harmless, right? Just a backup feature in case something goes wrong? Wrong. That handle is rigged to one of the most sensitive, pressurized systems on the entire aircraft. And if you touch it, even slightly, you could be triggering a $30,000 mistake. That's right. $30,000. Let's break it down. Every commercial aircraft is equipped with emergency evacuation slides. These slides are tightly packed, spring-loaded, and automatically deploy when the emergency door is opened, especially while on the ground. These aren't some inflatable toys. They're industrial-grade equipment, often packed with high-pressure gas cartridges. Deploying one by accident doesn't just scare passengers. It means the airline has to cancel or delay the flight, replace or repack the slide, pay ground crew and mechanics for emergency handling, possibly reassign planes or reroute passengers. Guess who's getting the bill? You. In 2019, a passenger on a China Southern Airlines flight pulled the handle trying to get fresh air before takeoff. The emergency slide deployed. The flight was delayed by hours. He was slapped with a $16,000 fine. But that's not even the highest. Airlines have the legal right to pursue damages up to $30,000 or more, depending on the size of the aircraft and the extent of the disruption. Even if it was a mistake. Even if you didn't know. That red handle is no joke. And here's the part that makes this truly dangerous. Some passengers, especially on international flights, have opened those doors thinking it was the bathroom or a regular exit. So let this serve as a very expensive reminder. Raised hand emoji. Never touch the emergency door handle unless directed to in an actual evacuation. Raised hand emoji. Never lean on the door, mess with the hatch, or allow children to play near it. Raised hand emoji. And if you're sitting in the exit row, listen very carefully during the safety briefing. Because if that slide goes off when it's not supposed to, it won't just ruin your flight. It could ruin your bank account. Secret 8, the weather delay lie, and how to catch airlines lying. You're sitting at the gate. Your flight was supposed to leave an hour ago. Then the announcement comes over the speaker, red octagon emoji, ladies and gentlemen, we apologize for the delay. Due to weather conditions, we are unable to depart at this time. You look outside. Clear skies. Not a cloud in sight. No rain, no lightning, not even a breeze. So, what gives? Welcome to one of the oldest legal tricks in the airline industry, the weather excuse. Airlines are allowed to blame delays on weather, even when weather had absolutely nothing to do with it. Why? Because under laws in many countries, especially in Europe, if your flight is delayed due to something within the airline's control, like mechanical issues, crew scheduling, or overbooking, they're required to compensate you. That could mean hundreds of dollars, meals, hotel rooms, even refunds. But if they blame the delay on extraordinary circumstances like weather, they're off the hook. In 2022, over 25,000 flights across Europe were delayed or cancelled. Airlines cited weather as the cause. But when journalists investigated the flight paths and radar logs, many of those airports had perfect flying conditions. It was a lie. A legal one. In the US, airlines use a slightly different trick, schedule padding. They add artificial time to the estimated flight duration, so even if your flight leaves 20 minutes late, it still arrives on time based on the inflated schedule. That way, they avoid government reports and customer complaints. So what can you do if your flight gets delayed due to weather, but your gut says otherwise? Left magnifying glass emoji. Step 1. Use live flight tracking tools like Flight Aware or Flight Radar 24. Check if other flights are taking off and landing at the same airport. If they are, it's not the weather. Camera emoji. Step 2. Take screenshots. Log your delay. Keep timestamps. If you file a claim later, you'll need proof. Briefcase emoji. Step 3. In Europe, use platforms like AirHelp or Uclaim to get compensation under EU Regulation 261/2004. Delays over 3 hours, without weather or security causes, could mean up to €600 in compensation. Memo emoji, bonus tip, ask the gate agent directly, is this a weather delay caused by conditions at this airport, or is it inbound traffic or crew availability? Watch how they answer. Because here's the truth, airlines don't just control planes. They control the narrative. And unless you ask the right questions, they'll sell you a story. And keep the compensation for themselves. Secret 9, free hotel rooms during long layovers, but you have to ask right. You're stuck in a strange airport. It's midnight. Your connecting flight isn't until 10 a.m. You walk past passengers curled up on stiff benches, trying to sleep under fluorescent lights, hugging their backpacks like pillows. It's uncomfortable. Exhausting. Frustrating. But what if I told you? Some of those travelers didn't have to be there? Because hidden in the fine print of many international airlines is a secret policy, sparkles emoji, free hotel accommodations during long layovers. That's right. A 4-star hotel stay, sometimes with meals and transportation included, just for having a long layover. And you know what's wild? Most people never get it. Why? Because airlines never advertise this perk. They're not going to call your name and hand you a hotel voucher. You have to know which airlines offer it, what conditions qualify, and exactly what to say to claim it. Airplane emoji, let's take Turkish Airlines, for example. If you have a layover in Istanbul longer than 8 hours, economy class, or 6 hours, business class, and you meet certain fare rules, they'll provide you with a free hotel stay. But only if you ask at the right counter. Qatar Airways, Emirates, Singapore Airlines, and Ethiopian Airlines have similar programs, but each one comes with very specific rules. Writing hand emoji, for instance, your connection must be involuntary, not self-booked with a long stopover on purpose. The layover must fall within a certain time window. Some require you to book directly with the airline or in a specific fare class. And here's the most frustrating part, if you don't know these rules. You'll spend the night in a plastic chair, while other passengers are sipping tea in a king-size bed on the airline's dime. So what should you do? White check mark emoji, step 1, research your airline's layover or stopover program before booking. Search for airline name plus free layover hotel. White check mark emoji, step 2, ask at the airline's transfer or transit desk immediately after landing. Not the general info desk. White check mark emoji, step 3, be prepared to show your full itinerary, proof of layover length, and your eligibility, booking class or ticket confirmation. Bonus tip, some of these offers can be pre-booked online through the airline's website, so you don't even have to wait in line. Because let's face it, airports are designed to drain your energy and your wallet. But when you unlock these hidden perks, you're not just saving money. You're traveling like an insider. Secret 10, secret sleep zones, hidden comfort in busy airports. Picture this, you've got an overnight layover. The terminal's loud. The benches are metal. The announcements never stop. Try to get comfortable. But unless you're a contortionist, sleep just isn't happening. But what if I told you that, just a few gates away, there's a quiet, dimly lit corner of the airport with reclining lounge chairs, power outlets, blankets, and sometimes even free sleeping pods. The catch? No one tells you they're there. Welcome to the world of airport secret sleep zones. These aren't just benches in quieter hallways. Some airports around the world have designated sleep areas that are free, comfortable, and often completely overlooked. Let's take a few real-world examples. Bed emoji, Singapore Changi Airport, regularly ranked the best in the world. Terminal 1 has snooze lounges with soft, contoured reclining chairs. No fee. No bookings. Just first come, first nap. Bed emoji, Doha's Hamad International Airport in Qatar, offers quiet rooms divided by gender, each filled with padded recliners in dark, peaceful areas. Bed emoji, London Heathrow, Terminal 3 has hidden sleeping couches tucked inside corridors. Not advertised. You have to know where to look. Bed emoji, Munich Airport, offers nap cabs, small private sleeping pods with USB ports, a fold-out bed, and ambient lighting. They charge by the hour, but still cheaper and far more restful than a night in a hotel. So why haven't you seen these places before? Because most aren't on airport maps. They're either buried in obscure terminal corners, or you only hear about them through deep travel forums, frequent flyer blogs, or by asking the right staff. So here's how to find them. White check mark emoji, Step 1. Before your trip, Google, Best Airport Sleep Spots Plus, Airport Name, or Quiet Zones Plus, Airport Code. White check mark emoji. Step 2. Look for areas labeled as rest zones, snooze lounges, or quiet rooms and terminals. White check mark emoji. Step 3. Don't be afraid to ask airport staff directly, especially those working the night shift. They know where the good spots are. Bonus tip. Download the app Sleeping in Airports. It gives crowdsourced reviews of sleep conditions at airports worldwide. Because let's be honest, sleeping on a cold bench next to a noisy vending machine? That's for amateurs. But you? Know better now. In the world of air travel, comfort isn't just for the rich. It's for the informed. Secret 11. The airports even pilots fear. Most people think flying is the safest form of travel. Statistically, it is. But what if I told you there are airports in the world that even experienced pilots dread flying into? Airports that require special training, special clearance, and sometimes a one-shot landing window where there's absolutely no room for error. And the worst part? You might have already flown into one, without ever knowing it. Let's start with one of the most infamous, snow-capped mountain emoji, Lukla Airport, Nepal, often called the world's most dangerous airport. Nestled between Himalayan mountains, the runway is only 1,729 feet long, about 1/5 the length of a normal commercial runway. At one end, a stone wall. At the other, a steep cliff drop. Pilots landing here have just one chance, there's no going around. If they miss the approach, it's disaster. But Lukla isn't the only terrifying tarmac. Arrivals emoji, Toncontin International Airport, Honduras, so tight and surrounded by mountains, pilots must perform a hairpin 45-degree turn right before touching down. Ocean wave emoji, Madeira Airport, Portugal, built partially on stilts over the ocean, with unpredictable crosswinds that make every landing a roll of the dice. Beach with umbrella emoji, Princess Juliana Airport, St. Martin, famous for planes flying just 50 feet above sunbathers on the beach. Great for Instagram. Terrible for your nerves. But it's not just exotic or remote places. Even some of the busiest international airports have terrifying features pilots talk about behind the scenes. Vertical traffic light emoji, New York LaGuardia, short runways, heavy traffic, and no room for error. Many landings are done with dangerously low fuel margins due to airspace congestion. Fog emoji, London Heathrow, so congested that pilots are trained to handle extreme holding patterns, tight approaches, and back-to-back landings in dense fog. But here's what the airlines won't tell you. They don't want you to know which airports are dangerous. Because once you start second-guessing that ticket to Kathmandu or that beach vacation in the Caribbean, ticket sales go down. So they keep it quiet. The pilots know. The air traffic controllers know. And now, you know. So what can you do? Tip 1. If you're flying into one of these high-risk airports, try to book morning arrivals, when wind and visibility are more predictable. Pilot emoji. Tip 2. Choose major carriers with rigorous safety records and trained crews. Compass emoji. Tip 3. Do a quick search of your destination airport before booking. Check for terrain, runway length, and safety ratings. Because in air travel, most dangers are out of sight. But once you learn what pilots whisper about behind cockpit doors, it changes the way you see that runway. Forever. Secret 12. The truth about lost baggage. It might not be lost at all. You've landed safely. You make your way to baggage claim. The conveyor belt starts moving. Bag after bag rolls by. But yours? Never shows up. You wait. You check the screens. You ask an agent. Then they tell you the words every traveler dreads. Luggage emoji. We're sorry, your luggage has been lost. But what if I told you? Your bag isn't lost at all. In many cases, airlines know exactly where it is. They just don't want to deal with it. Here's what they won't tell you. Airlines use a system called World Tracer, which allows them to track baggage almost anywhere in the world, down to the carousel and handling team. But sometimes, rather than rerouting a bag or paying compensation, they let it sit. In some cases, they mark it as lost just to close the ticket quickly. And if the bag goes unclaimed for 90 days, it can legally be auctioned off. Yep, you heard that right. Your suitcase, your laptop, your designer clothes, everything inside, can be sold to the highest bidder. In fact, there's an entire industry built on this. Right magnifying glass emoji, Ever heard of the Unclaimed Baggage Center in Alabama? It's a massive retail warehouse filled with thousands of items. All from lost luggage. Laptops, cameras, clothes, jewelry, some never even opened. In one case, they found a $20,000 diamond necklace inside a bag that the airline swore was gone for good. But it gets worse. In 2021, a whistleblower revealed that a major airline deliberately delayed bag delivery on short-haul flights. Why? Because if they returned the bags late, they'd have to pay compensation. So instead, they said the bags were lost. So what can you do to protect yourself? Closed lock with key emoji. Tip 1. Always attach a printed tag inside your luggage with your name, contact info, and itinerary. Round pushpin emoji. Tip 2. Use a smart tracker like Apple AirTag or Tile inside your bag. That way, you can locate it independently, sometimes even before the airline can. Memo emoji. Tip 3. If your bag goes missing, file a claim immediately, and follow up daily. The longer you wait, the easier it is for them to lose the paperwork too. Light bulb emoji. Tip 4. Keep photos of the bag and its contents for proof if you need to escalate the claim or go to small claims court. Because when they say your luggage is lost, what they really mean is, we gave up. And now we're selling your stuff. But if you're prepared, you don't just lose less. You win more. Secret 13. The lounge access loophole. Get in without flying first class. Most people walk past the airport lounge and think, must be nice. Plush seating, warm food, private bathrooms, free drinks. But they assume it's only for business class flyers or platinum level frequent travelers. Here's the secret. You don't need a fancy ticket, or elite status, to get into an airport lounge. You just need to know the loopholes. Let's start with the most powerful tool in your travel arsenal. Credit card emoji. Credit cards. Many mid-tier and premium travel cards now include complimentary lounge access, even if you're flying economy. Cards like Chase Sapphire Reserve, American Express Platinum, Capital One Venture X all offer priority pass or direct access to hundreds of lounges worldwide. That means, you buy the cheapest ticket on the plane, but still enjoy a first-class lounge experience. Departures emoji. Don't have a travel card? No problem. You can also buy one-time passes to lounges directly, often for $25 to $40 US. And here's the kicker, in many cases, that's less than what you'd spend on food and drinks in the terminal. Instead of a $14 sandwich and a $6 coffee, you get unlimited food and drinks, comfortable seats, charging stations, free Wi-Fi, and peace and quiet, all for less than the cost of a sad terminal meal. But there's more. Brain emoji. Hidden lounge locations. Some lounges aren't even labeled clearly. They might be operated by banks, airlines, or third-party companies, and tucked behind unmarked doors or upstairs corridors. The best way to find them? Use apps like Lounge Buddy, Lounge Key, or the Priority Pass app. Ask staff at airline counters if your ticket has any lounge privileges. They sometimes forget to mention it. Bonus hack. If your flight is delayed significantly or you've been bumped from a flight, ask the gate agent or airline rep to provide you lounge access as compensation. You'd be surprised how often they say yes, especially if you ask kindly. So the next time you walk past the glass doors of a lounge, don't think, that's not for me. Think, know exactly how to get in. Because the only real barrier between you and luxury is knowing the rules they don't want you to know. You made it. You now know 13 airport secrets they never wanted you to hear. You've learned how to turn an overbooked flight into free cash and upgrades, unlock hidden lounges and secret sleep zones, avoid $30,000 mistakes just by not touching the wrong door, and even expose airline lies when they blame delays on weather. These aren't just fun facts. These are real power moves that turn you from a passive passenger into a savvy, informed traveler. So here's what I want you to do next. Speech bubble emoji. Comment below, which secret shocked you the most? Was it the truth about lost luggage? The fact that you can get hotel rooms for free? Or maybe that you're being tracked every time you fly? I'm in the comments and I want to hear from you. And don't forget to share this video with someone who flies often. Trust me, they'll thank you next time they avoid a flight delay or score a first-class upgrade for free. Bell emoji. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because in my next video, I'm revealing a secret no one talks about until then. Act smart. Walk like you belong in the lounge. And never forget, the airport is their system. But now, you've got the codes.